So in this segment, we're going to have some fun and discuss kind of all the Tory infighting and the leaks that we've seen regarding certain WhatsApp messages and things like that. And this is hilarious stuff here. This is Andrea Jenkins, the one who famously stuck her middle finger up at a group of protesters outside Downing Street. And yeah, it's just pretty embarrassing.
As you say, you've been pretty blunt. I mean, you've been pretty blunt on WhatsApp. And I think we've seen some of your messages this week. You talked about hypocrisy and sanctimony.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us names and...
That's Simon Hall one there. Would the last Tory MP to leave the building please turn off the lights? This nonsense, self-destroying crap has to end or the party dies. I mean, this is comical. This is proper infighting. Especially when Andrew Jenkins, but I don't like leakers. I prefer to say things to people face to face. And this conversation's been leaked.
Names? Who are you talking about?
Well, I mean, the person at the top, Simon Hall, during Theresa May's time, he was quite vitriolic on social media. I had to block him in the end. So the say about blue on blue and, let's keep this in-house, etc. But those who throw the first stone, they need to make sure that they're not devoid of doing the same thing.
I'm not going to lie. I don't think that's what Jesus said or what anyone said, but sure.
OK, so we've got Simon Hall. Who else is in the enemy crew?
I mean, not enemies. I mean, I have to set the record straight with this. We'd all much rather see a Conservative government than a socialist government with all their wokerati agenda. So,
where is this socialist government with their wokerati agenda? Like, do you know how cringe you sound? Like, this is a person who either doesn't know what socialism is or is just an absolute fraud.
I also blocked the chief whip during that time, who's now the chief whip. So, these, to me, you cannot... Sorry, go on, Trevor.
With the greatest of respect, I mean, I'm a novice in politics, but...
If you're a novice in politics, why are you working for Sky as a presenter?
I have to say, if you want to see a Conservative government, these WhatsApp messages, bring back Boris and all of that, Rishi, he's a bit weak, all of the things that you've been saying, they don't seem like the best message to send to the electorate if what you want to do is to get the Conservatives re-elected.
Look, Boris and Liz was the Prime Ministers and, the party leaders who I supported. I didn't support Rishi. And...
it's a weird way to say his name, Rishi.
That's life. Under Theresa May's time, when Boris got elected, we saw members of the party who wasn't happy with that. But ultimately, we do want to see a Conservative elected. And if anything, Trevor, what I'm trying to be outspoken, which I can't be anything else. I'm a Yorkshire woman, and I've been brought up to be honest and blunt. If anything, I'm trying to, actually challenge some of the policies that's coming out at the moment because I know what policies are working in my area and actually to deliver on our manifesto commitments.
I mean, that's fine and all, but like if you're worried about leaks, why are you putting this in like a WhatsApp chat with so many people? And if you're saying you'd rather speak to people face to face, why don't you just speak to them face to face? Like, why are you like just hiding? I kind of get her point. It's like, when the other people were leaders, we wanted to back them and blah, blah, blah. And you guys were kind of being annoying about it, which is fine. If you're not happy with the leadership or the management, it's fine. But what she's doing is kind of undermining it in these WhatsApp chats. And it's a bit embarrassing. OK, just very quickly on a yes or no. So being blunt, Rishi Sunak, you want him to be leader when you go into the next election? You're happy? You're going to stick with it now?
Well, as I've said publicly, to me, it depends on the polling, Trevor. I mean, this is
there it is.
Oh, right.
There it is. That's why Tory MPs are different to Labour MPs. These Tory MPs, they are always watching the polls, always seeing what the public are saying, because they're always ready to shiv a leader who they think won't win them their seat. That's the difference. These people are ruthless. You lose an election, you're done. You're out. We will force you out. They forced out Theresa May. They forced out Liz Truss. They forced out Boris Johnson. Because if you're an electoral liability and you're the leader of the party, they will gut you. Absolutely no hesitation. That's who these people are. When it comes to power, they are absolutely ruthless. They will take it. They will snatch it from your hands.
Well, come on, it'd be political suicide to look. Come on, I'm a pragmatist as well. It'd be political suicide to change leader again now, because we'd have to go into a general election, and we'll end up with 100 seats.
I mean, you'd be lucky to end up with 100 seats, but that's what I mean. That's the only reason they're going to stick with Sunak, and that's why it's worth going for a full court press on Rishi Sunak, because they're not going to risk it now. Because he can call a general election if he wants to as leader of the party, because the Prime Minister can call one without Parliament say so, because they got rid of the Fixed Term Parliament Act. And the other problem is that who they're going to get in. Another leadership contest could take a good few weeks or months potentially, and it's going to look very stupid when you went from Boris Johnson, who was elected in the really as Prime Minister, right? That's the one people wanted. Then you had Liz Truss, who tanked the economy. No member of the public voted for her, who's not a Tory member. Then you had Rishi Sunak, who was elected by Tory MPs, not even by the Conservative members. So you have a system of less and less democracy there. And so point being is that these people are ruthless. They're ready to take him out. The problem is it's too late now. He's too close to an election. And that's why leadership contests are so important, because chances are that is the person, barring a catastrophe or a death, who's going to lead you into the election.
How would you do that? I want to see a Conservative government elected.
It sounds like Rishi's on probation. Have any of the no confidence letters gone in yet?
I haven't a clue. You'll have to ask Graham Brady.
Graham Brady's the one who governs over that stuff.
You haven't submitted one, have you? I mean, I know you've.
I'm very public. Look, when I submitted one over Theresa May, I was public about that. So if I'd submitted one, I would put it out there.
All right. Look, the last point. I just want to ask you, on behalf of my dear friend and colleague Sam Coates, when he broke the story on Thursday, you had a go at him. I mean,
she says, you may be salivating, thinking Conservative MPs are turning on each other, but we would all much rather have a Conservative government than socialist wokefest. What is the socialist wokefest? Destroying our beloved country and way of life. We have been through worse. Look at the Groundhog Day Theresa May is. That's true, actually. I think in some ways they have been through worse under Theresa May.
Honestly.
But no, come on, Trevor.
I mean, Sam is not a woke fest. I mean, honestly, you're impugning the integrity of one of the best reporters around, and with it, the entire Sky crew. I feel personally affronted.
And she's actually said she's accusing him of wanting a socialist woke fest. To be fair, I can see why Sam Coates posted this, because she took a personal dig at him, and it's just shocking. I think this. I don't know much about Sam Coates, but I reckon most journalists honestly would rather have Conservatives in charge, even a radical Conservative government, right wing one, than a socialist government. Let's be honest, or whatever their definition of socialist is.
No, come on, Trevor. I like Sam, and you're pretty decent as well. But come on, we know that the media they're waiting to stories to hear that the party's falling apart. But
of course they're waiting for stories of hearing about one of the biggest political parties in the country falling apart, because that sells papers, that gets clicks. And the problem is you guys are giving him that. You guys are giving the media that with your infighting. You can't argue, you can't moan about the media wanting this to happen when you've made it happen. It's so stupid.
We're not. If you look at, I'm sure the Labour MPs WhatsApp, you get people who's happy and not happy, and it's been very leaky for the 8 years that I've been an MP.
So if it's so leaky, why are you posting this in WhatsApp chats with so many people? Look how many people there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, around 6, 7 people, 8 people we can see in this WhatsApp chat here. Why are you posting stuff when any of these 8 people could leak stuff? Absolute bizarro world. It makes no sense whatsoever. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, support the channel on Patreon if you can, and just let me know in the comments if you got secondhand embarrassment watching this video, watching this clip from Sky. Just wow.